FinTech Nation, it is day 42 of the challenge. 6 weeks in officially, 4 weeks to go, 28 days. The rush is on. You can still make mega massive change. You can still make huge change in 4 weeks. 4 weeks is almost half the challenge. And these next 4 weeks are going to be a little more intense. So, you can expect to, make a little more gain, or if you want to think about it more so as a loss, as these final 4 weeks go on. Okay, so I will be opening up more classes too. So I'm going to really encourage you guys to come out and do 2 classes per week in the gym. Okay, in addition to your other classes that you're doing with Martina on Zoom, and of course your cardio classes. Okay. All right. Let's get into more questions here. Okay, new protocols for the gym. Yes, there are new protocols for the gym. You have to register online. You have to go to www.calendly.com/trainonmain/G. And that will take you to the calendar where you can register online. We allow up to 4 people at a time. And it varies day to day when we allow you to come in, but most days it's pretty much the whole day, okay? Aside from class times. You can pre-register up to, I think it's 2 weeks, okay? Now, in terms of the protocols for the gym, when you come in, you have to alcohol your hands. We are going to encourage you to bring your own towel and to not use the water outlets, okay? We also want you to disinfect all the equipment that you use. That's why there's spray bottles all around the gym. There's about 8 or 9 spray bottles. Spray down your, spray the rag, okay? And then with the rag, wipe down the dumbbells, the barbells, the bench, the mat, potentially the cages that you've touched, all the plates as well. So when you're using the plates, we are, like we do in our classes, we just take the plates off, we hold them until the end of the class, and then we clean them all off, okay? Although the CDC did come out and say that they basically said they exaggerated they didn't say exaggerate, but they basically said that it's not likely that you can get, it's very hard to get the virus. Just look it up yourself, because I don't want to change the wording, but it basically said it's very difficult for you to get the virus off of surfaces. Like, it's very, very hard. The real way you're going to get it is by actually getting it from somebody, coughing or sneezing or spitting in your face or something like that. Okay? But that doesn't mean it's not possible. It just... Anyways, we're still going to take the precautions, okay? So you need to wipe down everything. When you book the time to come in, okay, you're going to book your time. You have up to an hour and a half total. So if you book your time, let's say 2 p.m. in the afternoon, say 2 p.m. on a Wednesday, you come in at 2 p.m. That's when it starts, and you have up until 3:30. Okay, if you come in at 2:30 or 2:45 or 3, you still have only up to 3:30. Okay, you have an hour and a half, no more time than that. Okay, for now, because we need to keep the numbers down. We need to keep the traffic very low in the gym. As I said, we're maxing out at 4 people in the gym during general hours, during open hours, just simply because Martina and myself aren't necessarily always there, okay? And so by having 4 people, we can basically guarantee that people are going to be well spaced out throughout the gym, okay? Also, wipe down the cardio equipment that you use, okay? Wipe down any bands you use. Basically, anything you touch, we want you to wipe down, okay? So I realize that this will not, cover absolutely everything, but at least it lowers the chances of anything, potentially happening. Okay. I think that's everything. All right? Alcohol your hands. If I didn't already say this, alcohol your hands when you come in, alcohol your hands before you leave, or just go wash your hands, okay? We only have 1 washroom, by the way, which is why there's only 1 key, okay? Because we split the washrooms with the physio. The physio's got 1 washroom, we've got 1 of our own, okay? Okay. Somebody's asking about classes on Saturdays. Not yet. I will put up more classes during the week, probably 5 a.m. And I know that some people that come to 6 a.m. will go to the 5 a.m. So that will free up some of the 6 a.m.s as well. So those are coming. We will eventually institute some classes on the weekend again. It's just not yet, okay? All right, interesting question here. Any difference between coconut, almond, cashew, cow milk? Okay, so basically those 4 milks. Any difference aside from nutrients? Okay, well obviously there's a big difference between nutrients. But the other thing you want to pay attention to is that with coconut milk and almond milk and cashew milk, these can come in different versions. You can get, like for example, I buy cashew milk or almond milk, and it's the quote skim version. It's the very low calorie per cup version. You can get, for example, like coconut milk, which is like, you know, it's from the actual rind, right? So it's going to be much higher in fat. Okay, versus say skim coconut milk, which is just going to be basically like the water in the coconut, which is much, much lower in calories. Okay, so you need to be careful when you look at these things. Okay, it's somewhat similar to like cow's milk between, you know, homogenized and then skim milk or something like that. Although skim milk still has high carbs and high protein. There's always lots of action happening around here, apparently. I was waiting for a boom, but nothing, which was good. All right. So, you know, you need to be very careful when you look at these things, when you look at these different kinds of milks, and you need to be aware of their nutrient density, their caloric density, okay? So, if you go to Costco and you look at their almond milk or the cashew milk, they're all skim version. They might have coconut milk there too. I'm not sure. I haven't seen. I know they got coconut water, right? But coconut milk. They might have canned coconut milk. Okay, so just be aware of that. Okay, cow's milk in general is going to be higher in calories. You know, the other thing you want to look at. The only other thing that sticks out in my mind here would be the lactose in milk. Okay, so if you are lactose sensitive or perhaps lactose intolerant, and there's a difference there obviously, then you need to be aware of that. Okay, sometimes you can get away with having a little bit of something and you'll be okay. It's not always that you're tolerant or intolerant to something, it's just that you have a certain, you know, threshold in terms of amounts that your body can handle, okay? So, you know, just keep that in mind when you have things like gluten or lactose and these types of things. All right, 8.5 minutes. I gotta get the message of the day here. It is this. Change the way you look at things, and the way you look at things change. Okay, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. All right, perspective. And this is where gratitude comes in, because if you think about everything you have and you think about how lucky you are, you can really begin to, you know, maybe not fret or even worse, become depressed about perhaps a state that you're in or something that you're dealing with. Because we are, I don't know, among the top, I'm going to say 0.1 or 0.1% of people in this world in terms of our standard of living. So we have everything. It's really interesting. If you talk to Martina about her home country, Cameroon, which is extremely poor, she says those are some of the happiest people she's ever been around. And these are people that literally live in a mud hut. Literally, a lot of these people, they have nothing. And she said they are the happiest people. It's very interesting, right? It's very interesting. We have everything at our disposal, and yet so many people deal with depression, anxiety, despair, feeling sorry for ourselves. I know it happens to all of us, and that's okay. I'm not saying it's not okay, but I think sometimes we just got to put it in perspective, right? Change the way you look at things, and change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change, okay? Think about how lucky you are. You can turn on a tap, get fresh water. You can turn on a switch, get light. You've got heat in your house. Well, right now, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's super hot in here, especially in my house. We have everything. Walk down the road, go to a grocery store, get whatever you need, okay? Plenty of opportunity. You can come up with an idea and just forge ahead with it, right? It's like everything's at your disposal. Keep that in your mind, okay? Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. That's all I'm gonna say. Day 42. Today is actually day 42 of the challenge. 4 weeks to go. Submit, commit, positive energy, positive vibes, give some gratitude, believe in yourself, and keep forging ahead. Keep submitting and committing. Are you submitting and committing? Are you? You ought to be. There's no good reason why you shouldn't. You're in this challenge. You got 4 weeks to go. Let's give her. If you feel safe to come out to classes, come on out to the classes. We are abiding by the social distancing rules, just FYI, okay? We'll talk to you guys all very soon. See ya.